Modern day women just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
What is a top tier man? What is a top tier man? That's the conversation we are having in today's video. In fact, we are having two conversations in today's video. What is a top tier man? And women, we need to be more like men. We need to be more like men. I'm going to emphasize on this topic because this is the first time I'm talking about this topic. We need to behave more like men. Anyway, what is a top tier man? That is a conversation. That is number one conversation we're having in today's video. So this question was asked in their podcasting, and this guy was like, I am 6'4" tall, I am handsome or something, and that makes him a top tier man. But this woman actually cleared him and told him what a top tier man is. Let me share the video for you all to watch to the end, and I'll share my thoughts at the end of the video.
Modern day women just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
You believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4", only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that if you add that on. So just if we're speaking about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, no, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Hold on, before we go, what's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people. A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship, right? They don't want to control their woman. They want to gently lead their woman. A top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself. A top tier man supports the dreams and the ideas of a woman. A top tier man prioritizes a woman. A top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
And with all that stuff that you just said, that was just womanese talk.
Womanese is also 6'4", black, attractive. I don't know too many women in my circle who desire a 6'4" man still wearing braids.
Modern day women just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
Every time we hear a modern man talk about women not qualifying or being worthy of them, we're actually hearing him reveal that he's either jealous of women or would prefer to date another man. Qualifying is something men uniquely do for women. Men have to get their money up. Men have to show they have the skills and discipline to be a good protector and provider. We don't even see female animals prove themselves or qualify for male animals in the wild. Male gorillas battle other male gorillas to show that they're worthy of the female gorilla. Male birds bring sticks to female birds to show they can be a good provider and that they're worthy of that female bird. Since the beginning of time and throughout nature, men are the ones who have to qualify for women. Any attempt to reframe this by a modern man just shows he's jealous of womanhood or needs to date another man who can qualify for him.
Hey beautiful people, how y'all doing today? It's your girl Maria Davis, and thank you all so much for tuning in another interesting video. This conversation we are having today's video reminds me of the live I joined, a TikTok live I joined by the Sovereign Woman. So there was this guy on the live, and they were asking, I think he said they wanted to get married to an Lebanese woman or something. And I don't know how the conversation went on and on, but then there was a conversation talking about the question they asked him, like, why. It's something like what is your qualification, or why did she choose you or something. And all he was saying was like, I have muscle, I'm tall, I'm good looking. Like, it was just saying all of that, and that was giving him that pride to show that yes, these are the reason whereby I feel like I was chosen by this woman. Why do men feel like women pick them because of their height or because of how much you go to the gym to build your muscle? Women pick you because you're good looking. Do you think those are the qualities women look for? Those are the major qualities women look for when they want to pick a good person, a good man to be with? That is just like an addition. That is just like the toppings. I don't even think that is the main thing. Sometimes people don't even look at if you're tall or not. Nobody actually cares about your height. Okay, you might be tall and arrogant. Who wants to date you? That doesn't make you a top tier man. If you think you being 6 feet tall makes you important in a woman's life, definitely you're going to meet small girls. Because I can remember then when I was still very young, you asked me, what kind of man do you like? I'll be like, tall, dark, and handsome. Those are the things we say. Those are the things I say. Anyway, like years back. I think when I was in secondary school, when I was in high school, they'd be like, oh, what kind of man do you want? Almost all the women be like, we want TDH, tall, dark, and handsome, tall, dark, and ask me now. Ask me now. And you not even yet tall, dark, and handsome in the qualifications I want in a man. I feel like the lady's response actually made everything, perfect. When you say you're dating a top tier man, nobody's talking about your height, dude. Nobody cares about your height. Yes, you can be presentable. I'm not saying you have to be very handsome. You're neat, you're good looking. Like when they say good looking doesn't mean you have to be handsome. You have to be very handsome. You know, this kind of handsome cuteness. No, you're presentable, your clothes are well ironed, your shoes are nice, you're well dressed, those are what they say good looking, okay? And when they say or when a woman come and be like, I want a top tier man, and you think, oh, I'm actually a tall guy and handsome, I have muscles, and you're thinking that is the reason whereby women will rush you. Women will not rush you, girls will rush you. Let me know your take on this top tier man conversation. While I roll the second clip for you to watch to the end, and I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
One thing I respect about men so much is a man will be broke, nothing to his name, hasn't studied a single thing, never gone to school, doesn't have a job, no prospects, no values, no morals, barely any trousers, barely any boxers. And they will not accept anything but the baddest of the baddest. As in, they'll have a good girl in front of them, but no, her boobs aren't big enough, her bum's not big enough, her face ain't cute enough. She could be a 6 out of 10, a 7 out of 10, an 8 out of 10. No, they want a 27 out of 10. And they will not give up until they get to that baddie. Until one uninspecting baddie just gives in to this idiot. But they won't stop until that happens. We need to start adopting that as women. That delusion of waiting for the most perfect thing. And don't get me wrong, there's negatives about that, yes, but think about the fact that these people think they're so good, they're so valuable that they're not accepting even amazing isn't good enough. They need mesmerizing. They need out of this world. Women accept anything that comes their way. It's actually so disappointing. He's 6'4", I'll take him. He drives a nice car, I'll take him. He lives by himself, I'll take him. It's so disappointing. It's so disappointing. Anything, like we don't even need to tick 4 boxes. We just need 1 box. The desperation reeks. It reeks. It's so desperate. It's so needy. Like you can actually say no. Like a guy can have 3 out of your 4 things and you can actually say no. If that one thing is important, then bro, let it go. Like why do we always accept whatever comes our way? And it's so disappointing. It will be the most beautiful girls with the best souls and amazing hearts, fantastic career, lives alone, gorgeous skin, amazing woman, goes to church, and she will accept the first thing that comes her way. And what is more disappointing is when those type of women look down on women like me that are like, no, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not doing that. I remember one time I was having a discussion with a woman and I said to her that I don't want to get married until I've got sort of like the life that I want. Like I live in a nice place and I drive a nice car and like, oh, why are you waiting for all of that to get married? And I was like, whoa, sis, if your standards are a certain way and my standards are a certain, don't tell me my standards are too high. You're a woman. I'd expect to hear that from men. Like women just accept whatever. It's so disappointing. Can we stop? No, man, we need to do better. That's the one thing I can say I admire about men. A lot of other things, I'm like, not my favorite people. But when it comes to what men believe they deserve, oh, you ain't beating them.
Women need to be like men. If you want to be successful in this dating situation, the way men are very, very, very careful with the way they pick the kind of woman they like, the kind of woman that they want to marry. In fact, men will pick a woman not because she's physically the way he wants his woman to be. A man might not even like light-skinned women. He likes them dark skin. He likes women that have big butts or something. Like physical appearance, right? A man might just like a different set of kind of girl. But the lady is going to marry or is going to be dating. It's going to be way opposite what he likes because he's not actually looking at the physical attributes. He's looking at how can this lady benefit me? What can I benefit from this girl when I marry her? Like, can she take care of my children? Can she be productive? Can she do things? Can I leave the house for her with the kids and I'm okay? I don't have to be, can she produce children? My legacy. Those are the things women guys look out for when they want to get married and all of that. But then women, most of the time, we just look at the physical thing. We don't look at the deep things, because if women are actually paying attention to things they're supposed to pay attention to, I don't think there'll be less issue right now, to be honest. Men are very selfish when it comes to picking a partner. As a woman, you are successful. You're a successful woman. Eh? And when the very first guy that just comes to you, just because you're successful, I know guys have come to, maybe you spend all your days working and you work. You're at home working, you're at the office working, you're like, you don't even have time. But the very first time you go out to go get a drink at the club or something, at the bar or something, and somebody just walk up to you, a guy just walk up to you. Yes, I date you. I date you because I don't have time. I don't even get to see guys to toast me all the time. So I will date you. You need to high your standards, just the way these men hide their standards. Especially when you're successful. When you're successful, you need to high your standard exactly the way you are. And why a broke guy will always get a rich lady. A broke guy always get a rich lady, because a rich lady be like, okay, all I just want is companionship. All I just want is somebody to call me when I want to sleep. And a broke guy is the best person for you. But it always ends in disaster. For me, I just feel like women should always high your standards, especially if you're very successful. Not very, very successful, but you're making it on your own. You're okay, you're fine on your own. You have your own space, you have your own car, you have your own money. Don't just fall for any guy that just come to you just because you feel like, oh, I don't get people to come to me every day, so this particular one that came to me today, let me just date him because I might remain single forever. Remaining single forever, it is not a disease. In fact, it is a blessing. It is a blessing in disguise. But most women that are actually looking for a man might not know that being single is a blessing. They might feel like, oh, because maybe something bad is happening to them because they don't have a man in the house. Or you see see a woman living alone and she got robbed or something happened, and she'd be like, oh, maybe if I had a man in the house, this something like this wouldn't have happened. No, no. If you have a man in the house, the man might not even be at home. He might be out hanging out with his friends and club, right? So men, that the way they actually paint it, that men are gonna protect you, they're gonna be there. They are not always there. At the end of the day, you end up being alone. So I don't know why some women just have to jump on the very first opportunity that doesn't make sense. I'm not saying don't jump on good opportunities, but then you are seeing that this person is not your standard. This person is not your level, but you just have to jump on it because you're afraid you might die alone. You're afraid that nobody will talk to you again at the end of the day. It doesn't make sense, sis. Anyways, what is your take on today's video? Let me know your thought down in the comment section respectfully. And thank you all so much for tuning in. It's your girl Maria Davis, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.